We've got the top 10 ads for this week in fantasy baseball coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We are going to take a look at the top 10 ads for week 11 in fantasy baseball. If you do like this type of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever we drop an episode. Let's dive right in here with number 10 in Arizona, Jake McCarthy, 56% owned here, batting 9th in that lineup. Last week he posted 154 average, 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in, 4 stolen bases. Since his return back to the majors, he has 10 stolen bases and 38 at-bats. In AAA, he posted 90 at-bats with 17 runs scored, 17 runs batted in, 4 homers and 4 stolen bases, batting .333 with a .952 OPS. McCarthy started off ice cold, of course, this season, which is why he got sent down, but he has recently proven himself valuable in fantasy by using his wheels. He does have some pop, but he's likely going to struggle to hit 10 home runs by season's end. Let's move over to number 9, Orlando Arcia, 46% owned here in the Atlanta lineup, batting 8th, 391 average last week here, 2 runs scored, 1 homer, 6 runs batted in. He's quite possibly the most underrated bat in the MLB. He wasn't a lock for the starting position out of the spring. That was tentatively going to Vaughn Grissom. He, of course, bats down in the Atlanta lineup that's stacked with superstars. But if you take a look at his averages, he is ranked 7th in the NL for batting average with a minimum of 100 at-bats, and he's ahead of Matt Olson and Austin Riley for the team lead in OPS. Plus, he plays multiple positions, so there is a really good case to pick up Orlando Arcia for many squads in fantasy baseball. Let's go to number 8. We have Andrew Abbott, 53% owned here. Last week, he posted 6 innings pitched, 1 win, 6 strikeouts with 0 ERA, 0.83 whip. If you take a look at the minors here, he posted 4 wins against 0 losses, 2.50 ERA in 54 innings over 10 starts, which is great. When you toss in a 171 opponent's batting average and a 17 walk to 90 strikeouts ratio, we could be looking at a player that would be able to contribute in strikeouts very well this year. That fastball that he has is extremely deceptive, given the fact that it rises, which is why it's missing a whole lot of bats. Let's go to number 7. We have JP France, 32% owned, 7 innings pitched here last week, 3 strikeouts, 1.29 ERA, 0.57 whip. He's got a 1.15 whip over 34 innings pitched to start his major league career, 136 strikeouts and 110 innings pitched in the minors last year. So he's got some skill on the mound here. He has faced some medium solid teams so far and should be a lock for the rotation until that rotation in Houston starts getting healthy again. Going to number 6, we have AJ Puck, 59% owned, 1 inning pitched last week here, 3 strikeouts, no runs scored, 1 whip. If you take a look around your league, you might see that other managers have been slow to picking up Puck because he hasn't posted a save since he's been back off the IL. But once he locks down that first save, that will likely be a big pull for demand for his services. So take a look to see if he's on your waiver wire. 22 strikeouts against 3 walks so far this year in 15.2 innings pitched speaks to his caliber. He'll be a good addition to anybody who needs help with saves. Let's move to number 5. We have Owen Miller, 47% owned here, batting first in Milwaukee. Last week he posted a .231 average with 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in, 2 stolen bases. He's getting the nod here simply because of where he's hitting in the lineup. You can slot him in, of course, at first, second, or third on your fantasy team here in many leagues, and he's also chipped in 13 combined home runs and stolen bases and 159 at-bats. That typically plays quite well in fantasy circles. Coming up at number 4, we have Francisco Alvarez, 47% owned, batting second in the Mets lineup here, 222 average last week, 4 runs, 3 homers, 5 runs batted in. Alvarez has been moved up to the number 2 spot in the Mets order as they try to figure out that lineup of theirs and try to get some offense. He has been a great source of power. He sits 1 homer behind Salvador Perez and Sean Murphy for the catcher lead, and he's done that in far fewer at-bats. So if he keeps this up, we could be looking at a 30 home run catcher by the season's end. Over to number 3, we have Ke'Bryan Hayes, 53% owned, batting 6th in the Pittsburgh lineup. Last week he batted .560, 6 runs, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in, 1 stolen base. He has been a highly touted prospect who has shown flashes of brilliance with the glove, and he's now on a nice run here at the plate. He's got 5 multi-hit games in his last 8, including a 5-for-5 showing on Friday. His exit velos are up big time from where he was last year, and he can finally turn into the 5-tool star that he was projected to be if he can keep this up. Up next at number 2, we have Nolan Jones, 37% owned, batting 7th in the Colorado order. Last week he posted a .412 average with 2 runs scored, 1 homer, 4 runs batted in, and 4 stolen bases. He had 4 straight games with a stolen base. And in the minors here in 149 at-bats this year, he had 1192 OPS with 12 homers. Now, of course, he's also going to be hitting in Coors Field. So if you need any other reasons to pick up a player besides the fact that he plays both first base and outfield, I can't think of really many. Go ahead and pick him up. You won't be disappointed. Last but not least, we have Jake Fraley, 45% owned, batting first in the Cincinnati lineup here. He posted a .462 average here last week with 6 runs scored, 2 homers, 3 runs batted in, 3 stolen bases. He's not the best player on this list, but this reason why he's at number 1 is it's more of a belief in the young studs that the Reds have just recently called up and how they're going to be hitting around Jake Fraley in that order. Fraley's proficiency to get on base with a .350 on-base percentage here and the ability to steal a bag gives him a little bit more security at the top of that lineup. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it here. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and once again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so already. That's going to do it here for us. We are going to sign off for now, but we are going to catch you guys on our next episode.